What's up guys, my name is Ace and welcome back to Advanced Warfare Maps Exposed, a series where I cover all of the jumps, spots, and lines of sight that I know of on every map in Advanced Warfare. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the map Solar as requested by you guys in the comment section of the last episode. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so this map is going to be mainly lines of sight, and I'm going to start it off over by the A flag. This is what I like to do right off the opening, especially if I'm sniping or I'm using like a longer range assault rifle. A very common place for enemies to come at the very beginning of a game is right there behind that piece of cover there. They'll jump right up on top there, and they'll try and challenge people that are on the roof, or people that go in the middle, and they'll just pick those people off. To take them out, all you have to do is stand just on top of this. You can crouch to take cover, stand up, and there you go. You have a perfectly clean shot on them. You have the advantage against them every single time from here. Next, if you come all the way back in this corner behind the A flag, if you hop on top of these barrels right here, just like this, you can actually see right to that rooftop there. And this is going to be a very common situation when they have you spawn trapped at the A flag. You'll often have an enemy that's set up on that rooftop. So as long as you're safe in these areas right here, just hop up onto these barrels and there you go. Perfect shot on him, and he's not likely going to be looking over in this direction. Next up, right over here, just something that some people still don't know about. I know for a lot of you guys this is going to be very obvious, but you can actually jump right on top of this roof up here, and you can use this to look this way, or if you're coming the other direction, you can use it to watch a doorway here and watch people as they're trying to capture the A flag. One line of sight from up here that I have that's pretty good is you hop up on top of this railing, and look at that. You can see over to where that van is. You can see anybody that jumps up on the rooftop, and if they spot you, all you have to do is crouch. Look at that. You're completely behind cover. Now another line of sight from on top of this roof is right over to that rooftop right there, which is an extremely popular place for people to be, especially snipers. They'll just sit up there all game. And as long as you move yourself around, you should be able to get them into your crosshairs and pick them through that little crack. At least you can get some shots on him and make him move, if anything. Now another spot that most people know about, but some people still don't, is you can actually come up on this area right here. Some people still aren't aware of this, or just it seems they aren't aware of it because they'll come up onto this rooftop, but they won't go any higher. This just gives you a bit of a better vantage point. You can kind of get a line of sight over to guys over there, and you can see up top right here, and you're a lot harder to hit than when you're just standing on the roof right here. And from over here up on this part, you can actually get a nice line of sight over towards the C flag area, and you have great cover if you're just looking over top of this corner of this roof here. Great cover looking in towards the C spawns. Now, if there's somebody camping right inside this pipe here and he's just watching up the stairway, this happens every once in a while. You'll get somebody that just sits here and they just watch that doorway, and they'll pick off anybody that comes up to this doorway. You can actually get a nice line of sight on them from right up here. You can see right into the entrance of that tube, and you can pick them off through right there, and they'll never expect you to be up here. And even if they do, you can always take cover very easily, whereas if you're rushing through the door, you can't really take too much cover before they kill you. Now, getting over by the B flag, this is a very common choke point. People will come through here trying to get over to the B flag. Great way to pick them off if you have control of this side of the map is, look at that. You can see right through that little crack there. You can shoot through that crack, and there's no way they're going to see you through there. And even if they do, they're not going to be able to kill you through there very consistently. On the other end of that, if you have enemies that are coming through this area right here, if you jump right up on top of this, come right up close to this this little cylinder thing, this tank, and then jump forward while slightly pressing forward on the stick. This is a little bit hard to get, but once you do that, you can actually jump onto a little invisible ledge here, and you can kind of head glitch over top of this and pick people off as they come around this corner, or if they come here. And the nice thing about this is when they shoot you, it actually knocks you off that invisible ledge automatically, and now you're suddenly behind cover. So you're almost invincible up on that spot, because as soon as you get hit, you take cover automatically. It's pretty cool. Now, if you're coming up towards the middle of the map and there's enemies in this building right here, which is quite common, if you actually jump right up on this little piece right here, look at that. You have great cover looking into there and also into the window, and all you have to do is crouch to take cover from them, so you'll win that gunfight most of the time against those guys in that building. Now, sometimes in Domination, you'll get players that will just sit right on the top of those stairs there, or they'll actually lay down and they'll just aim down sight at the B flag. And that's actually not a bad spot for them, because if somebody runs out like this, they're not typically looking way up there. They're worried about people that are coming through here or up there or over here. So it's a pretty powerful position to just lay there. I have a great counter for them. This only really works effectively with a sniper rifle. I guess maybe some really good long distance assault rifles like the AK-12 would work here too. But if you jump on top of this thing right back here and crouch, Look at that. You have a perfect line of sight to the top of those stairs, and there is no way they'll be able to see you over top of that tank. Now getting over to this side of the map, just something that some people aren't aware of, again, this might be obvious to some of you, is you can actually jump right up on top of this area and use this as a flank route. Oftentimes when enemies come around the corner right here, they don't even look up. They're just looking through this doorway. So you can just stand right up here and pick them off as they come around that corner. Keep in mind, you can shoot through this glass both ways. So if an enemy is underneath you and he wants to shoot you through the glass, he can easily do that. So be ready to fight back. Now, if you happen to be coming around this way towards the C flag and you expect an enemy is going to be here, or you know an enemy is just sort of camping right in here, just waiting for you to come through here, a nice little way to pick them off is to lay down right here, and look at that. Nice clear line of sight. You can easily pick them off through there, and they aren't going to see you through that crack. And if they do, they probably won't see you in time to react to actually pick you off. Now, right up here is a very surprising spot to defend the B flag from if you're on the C side of the map. If you're up in this area, normally you'd come around here to try and defend the B flag, and you completely expose yourself to all of those vantage points over there. All you really have to do, though, is lay down right here, and you can shoot through this glass. So that's a very common capture spot right there. That's probably the most common capture spot coming from the A side of the map. You can shoot through this glass and pick those people off very easily, and you're completely hidden from people that are on that rooftop, and you're hidden from most of the catwalk area right there. Now, they can shoot back at you too, so just be aware of that, but you're a much harder target to see, and you're a lot less predictable than they are. And also keep in mind, you will lose some of your bullet damage through this glass. Now, if you're coming from the C side of the map, a lot of you guys will know that right up there, that rooftop is an extremely common place for people to sit and camp, and they can lock down this entire side of the map from there. Unfortunately, you can't actually shoot through the glass of this van. It just blocks bullets completely. So that kind of sucks, and also you can't really like lay down and get a good line of sight on them, but I found the best way from over here is to jump on top of this back corner of the van. As you can see, I'm completely hidden right now. Nobody has a line of sight on me. If I just edge my way over, I can kind of head glitch over top of this roof here, and I can pick them off through there, and I can crouch to take cover, stand up, and continue picking them off. It's a much better way than just trying to basically run around this corner and challenge them, or try to use this for cover and challenge them. You have much better cover by being up there. Now, this next spot I'm about to show you is not a very practical spot. I'll say that right up front. Some of you trick shotters might like this, and I thought it's just kind of an interesting thing to point out. You can actually jump on top of this pillar, just like this. And from here, you can jump up, and you can see over there towards that rooftop. You can use this as a check spot to also check that popular rooftop that I was just talking about before. And also, if you are a trick shotter, you may be able to hit a trick shot on a guy on that rooftop, just like that. I don't know, I don't really recommend doing this in objective game modes because you're going to be completely useless to your team, but maybe in team deathmatch, if you are a trick shotter, go ahead, knock yourself out, try and get your trick shot right there. Now, if you're attacking the B flag from the C side, it's very common you'll have people sitting right in that tube there, and as soon as you come around this corner, you'll just be dead because they already are aiming down sight at you by the time you come around the corner. A nice way to check that spot and also to counter those guys is to simply jump back into this corner right here. It's better if you actually just jump right into this corner like this, so you kind of zip past their line of sight. You can crouch here, and look at that. You have a nice line of sight on them, and you have the advantage in this gunfight because you now have cover and they have none. Now, sometimes you'll get an enemy that'll hang out right on the top of that little catwalk there where those stairs are, and they'll try and pin you into these A spawns. If that's happening, a great way to take them out is to jump up right here. You can crouch to take cover, stand up, and there you go. You're going to win that gunfight every time. Another option is actually to come right back here, just hop on top of this, and again, you have great cover to pick them off through there. All you have to do is crouch to take cover. Now, one last line of sight that I have for you guys is if you're coming around this corner from the C flag over towards where the A flag area is, if there's enemies in this area right here, a great place to just check before moving in there is right through this crack. You'll be a very hard target to hit, and if they start shooting at you, you can always just move out of the way very easily. I wouldn't recommend like sitting here all game. You aren't going to get a ton of kills from here, but it's great to just sort of have a look, see what you're dealing with before moving around the corner. Now, before we wrap up this episode, I just want to give a big thank you to The One Boom. He gave me a hand finding a bunch of these spots, and he also helped me demonstrate a bunch of these spots in this video. I will leave a link to his channel in the description below. He just started this channel, just started uploading videos, so if you could show him some support, that would be awesome. So that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of Maps Exposed. Let me know in the comment section below which one of the maps you'd like to see me cover next. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.